Good evening and namaste. Welcome to Arva Yoga's Yoga Philosophy session. Like always, we have Swami Atmavidyananda Giriji from Kriya Yoga Institute. He is the senior monk and disciple of Paramhansa Hariharanandaji and Paramhansa Prajnanandaji. And he's a very wonderful speaker, and we are always looking forward to listening from him. So today's session is on the universe within, and I can't wait to listen more from Swamiji. Welcome, Swamiji.
Thank you, Ma. Let us close the eyes for a moment, remembering God and the Masters. We will pray. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Divine protect us all. May the Divine nourish us with knowledge and wisdom. May we meditate and pray together. May there be no conflict among us. May there be more love and peace within and everywhere. Om. Amen. I bow to one formless God. I bow to all the saints and sages of all times and places. Humbly I bow to lineage of Kriya Yoga Masters. Feeling presence of Divine, I bow to each one of you. Good evening and welcome to this series of lectures on yoga philosophy. Today, we are going to discuss about the universe within. In our previous classes, we had discussed about the microcosm and macrocosm. And before that, we began our series with the topic about the creation. So today we will discuss more about this microcosm, macrocosm, but going deeper within. In the previous class, as we discussed before about the creation, so let's try to understand that creation with the same concept. As we discussed in our previous class, creation happened with the thought of divine. When God desired to become many, and with the help of Prakriti, Purusha created this entire universe. So whatever we see in this universe, everything is also present in this human body. That is the mantra in the Veda, Yat Pinde Tad Brahmande. Everything which we see outside, it is also existing inside this human body. So if we look at this creation, Purusha and Prakriti, then as we discussed in the previous classes, that how this elemental creation came into existence. So if you just see in the human body also, the fontanelle or top of our head, we call it Sahasrar Chakra. So that is where God, who is absolute or formless God, is hiding 10 fingers above the eyebrows, as mentioned in the Rig Veda, Purusha Sukta, Vedic hymn to cosmic being. Atyatishtat Dashangulam, formless God, Brahman, hiding 10 fingers above the eyebrows. Then if we come down, so Brahman, who is unmanifest, is supreme reality, and then Purusha and Prakriti, for creation, these two forces. So inside the body, if you see, in the soul center, we have two petal lotus, and they are connected with pituitary and pineal gland. So pituitary and pineal gland are Purusha and Prakriti. Then below, if we come as the elemental creation manifest out of Prakriti. So in the lower chakras from throat center, the first subtlest element, space, came into existence. Then from the space further down, when the energy is grossified, it came to air. From the air, fire is manifested, and from fire, in the second center, is the water element, and from the water, in the bottom center, Muladhara chakra, the grossest element, earth, is manifested. So this is the elemental creation inside the body, the 5 chakras. They correspond to 5 gross elements. When we read the Jnana Sankalini Tantra, in the verse number 29, Lord Shiva has explained about this universe within. ब्रह्मांड लक्षणम सर्व देह मध्य व्यवस्थित साकारश्च विनश्यति निराकारम न नश्यति. Meaning is that Brahmanda Lakshanam, whatever exists in this universe externally, everything is also manifested in the body. As we discussed the elemental creation, but we'll go further now. So, for example, we see in the external universe, we see the oceans, rivers, poles, then there are kingdoms, there are islands, 7 islands. So everything, even the presiding deities, the saints and sages, they all are existing inside this human body. We will go further, not just at the subtle level, but also at the causal level. So Brahmanda Lakshanam Sarva Deha Madhya Vyavasthitam. Everything exists inside the human body. Now, how does it happen? So if you see, microcosm and macrocosm are one. Yat pinde tad brahmande. Just as the body and the universe are essentially one, the entire universe with its stars, planets, solar systems, atmosphere, living beings, rivers, mountains, stones, even the grain of sand is nothing but the sum total of the 5 elements, which are known as space, air, fire, water, and earth. And they are all part of this cosmic consciousness. At different levels, as we discussed before, the energy is grossified and manifested. The human body, or the microcosm, is also composed of the same 5 gross elements. And you can see in Bhagavatam also, it is mentioned that Kham Vayu Salilam Mahim Cha Jyotishim Satvani Disho Drumadin Sarit Samudransha Hare Shariram Yatkincha Bhutam Named Anyaha. With exclusive devotion, he bows to the sky, air, fire, water, earth, heavenly bodies which are stars and planets, living beings, cardinal points, trees, and the like, rivers and oceans, and all created beings, considering them as the body of the Lord. So whatever we see, this entire creation is nothing but the presence of Creator. Creator has permeated in each and every particle of this creation. So initially, because of our mind, we divide. We see difference between the creation and creator or all the beings in this universe. But as we progress on the path of spiritual discipline, we start experiencing that creation and creator, they are not anymore different. They are one. In the now, if we come more deeper into this body, we understood the elemental creation. Now, as it is said that in this body also there are oceans, rivers. So where are they? We'll try to understand it with the verses mentioned in Shiva Samhita. In Shiva Samhita, again Lord Shiva has explained about this microcosm corresponding to the macrocosm. So it says in Shiva Samhita, second chapter, first and second verse. देहेस्मिन् वर्तते मेरुः सप्तद्वीप समन्वितः सरितः सागरः शैलः क्षेत्राणि क्षेत्रपालकः ऋषयो मुनयः सर्वे नक्षत्राणि ग्रहास्तथा पुण्यतीर्थानि पीठानि वर्तन्ते पीठदेवताः. What is the meaning? Dehe asmin, in this body, vartate meru, existing. Meru means the poles, like we have North Pole, South Pole. So in the body also, there are two poles. Our head is natural North Pole and our bottom center, Muladhara Chakra, is the South Pole. Or when we are walking, so our feet are natural South Pole. So there are poles in this body. So North and South Pole, head and our feet. Then Saptadvipa Samanvitaha. Inside the body also there are 7 islands. Externally we know that Asia, Europe, South America, North America, like all these islands, we can say that there are 7 islands. So inside the body also there are 7 islands. And what are these 7 islands? They are the 7 chakras. From Sahasrara to Muladhara, means fontanelle to bottom center, 7 chakras are the 7 islands. Now there are also 7, there are rivers. Sarita, Sagara. Sarita means the rivers. There are rivers in the body. Then Sagara, oceans. Shailaha, Shaila means mountains. Kshetrani, fields, and the Kshetrapalaka means Lord of the fields also exist in this body. Then next verse is Rishayo Munohe Sarve. There are saints and sages, the seers, they also exist in this body. Then Nakshatrani Grahas Tatha, stars and planets as well. And that is the basis of cosmic astrology developed by Swami Shri Yukteswarji, that inside the spine, all the stars, 9 planets, 27 constellations, and 12 zodiacs, they are existing. Then it says, Punya Tirthani Pithani Vartante Pitha Devata. Punya Tirth means there are sacred pilgrimages. Outside we go to pilgrimage, like we go to Kashi, Banaras, we go to Ayodhya, we go to Ujjain or Haridwar. These are the places outside for pilgrimage. But inside the body also there are sacred pilgrimages or shrines, Pithani. Like we know that in the Shakta Sampradaya, those who worship the Shakti or Mother Divine. So there are 52 Shakti Pith, those special places or shrines where the energy is can be felt more. So there are Punyati Pithani, Punyatirthani, there are sacred pilgrimages, there are shrines, and Vartante Pitha Devata. Pitha Devata means presiding deities also exist. Presiding deities of these shrines also exist in this body temple. we will go deeper more that where are they existing in the further slides. But I will tell you another verse which is in the Jnana Sankalini Tantra, and this verse is verse number 68. So in this verse it is said, Kaya urdhvam cha brahma lokah swadha patalaneva cha urdhvamulam adha shakham vrakshakaram kalevaram. If you see in the body, the upper part and lower part. So in the upper part of the body, Kaya urdhvam cha brahma loka. So upper part of the body, like from bottom center, Mooladhara chakra, up to Sahasrara chakra, fontanelle. So these 7 chakras, so there are the loka, there are actually 14 planes of existence mentioned in the scriptures. So 7 plane of existence, they are in the upper part of the body from bottom center up to the fontanelle, the 7. Then there are 7 more loka, or you can say planes of existence. They are below, in the lower part of the body. They begin from the thigh up to the feet. So 7 lower planes of existence, 7 upper planes of existence, higher planes you can say. And if you see in the diagram, from the bottom center, when we go up for the higher planes of existence, so there is Bhuloka corresponding to Mooladhara chakra, Bhuvah Loka is the Swadhisthana chakra, Swaha Loka in the Manipur chakra, and Mahaloka is corresponding to Anahata chakra, heart center. Jana Loka is in the throat center, Vishuddha, and Tapa Loka is in the Agnya chakra, soul center. And Satya Loka, which is also called Brahma Loka, it is in the fontanelle of Sahasrara. So these are the lokas existing outside but inside the body also in this chakra. And the 7 lower planes of existence, they begin from the thigh. So they are known as patala. There are 7 patalas. So their names are given: Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, and Rasatala, then Mahatala, and in the feet, sole, it is the Patala. So 7 planes of lower planes of existence. These chakras, they are also corresponding to chakra, lower chakras. Now these chakras are also existing in the body of animals. The lower planes like Atal, Vital, Sutal, all these lower planes, or you can say lower chakras, they are active in the body of animals. In human beings, we are more evolved. So we have the higher chakras, 7 planes. We call them Mooladhara to Sahasrara. And in the divine beings, when we attain realization, so we work on the 7 planes which are inside the chakra: Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, and Satyaloka. If you remember the complete Gayatri mantra, in that we chant these 7 planes, we tell the names. Like the mantra, Gayatri mantra, actually it is Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuva, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Jana, Om Tapa, Om Satyam, Om Tat Savitur Varenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. So these 7 planes we chant during this complete Gayatri mantra. Then this verse say Kaya Urdhvam cha Brahma Loka. So all the higher planes are above and lower planes are below in the lower part of the body. Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakham Vraksha Akaram Kalevaram. And this body is like an inverted tree with its root above on the top and the branches are hanging below. The same verse you can find in Bhagavad Gita in the 15th chapter, 1st and 2nd verse, which speaks about this tree of life, the inverted tree. Urdhamulam adha shakham ashwatham prahu avyayam chandansi yasya parnani. So it speaks about this tree of life. The roots are above You'll say, how can be the roots are above? Have you seen any tree which has root above? When we look outside, any tree, it has the roots below and they are going towards the earth. But this tree is tree of life. So roots are above means, look, where is our root? Our root is God. So we have descended from God. So that's why the root is above. And even if you see in the, we call it Vanshavraksh, means when we make the family tree. So family tree also begins from the top, like you have your forefather, then his son, their siblings or son. So like this, the family tree also comes down, but root is above. Branches are spreading below. So however, this body is like inverted tree. Now, interestingly, as it is said in Shiva Samhita, that there are sacred places or place of pilgrimage are also existing in this universe, in this body. Now, where are these sacred places of pilgrimage? So let us come to the next one where it is explained. Very often in our childhood, we used to chant every day this verse. This verse is about the 7 sacred places we call Saptapuri. अयोध्या मथुरा माया काशी कांची अवंतिका पुरी द्वारावती चैव सप्तैता मोक्षदायिका. And this is from Garuda Purana scripture. There are 7 holy places, we call them Puri, place of pilgrimage also. They are very important for our spiritual progress. And these are the places where you can feel the completely different energy, very high energy. These are the places from the ancient time, and 7 puris or 7 sacred places of pilgrimage, they bestow us liberation, moksha daika. What are these 7? They are known as Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika, Puri and Dwaravati. So they are also, now outside we all know, we go to Ayodhya, for example, in the month of January, there was huge temple of Lord Rama was inaugurated. Mathura is the place where we go to see the Lord Krishna's temple, and he did his childhood sports there in Mathura. Kashi, we all know Banaras. Kanchi, Avantika is Ujjain in the central India. Dwaravati, then Haridwar, Maya is Haridwar, and Dwaravati is the Dwaraka, where Lord Krishna lived rest of his life after his childhood. So outside we know these places, we also visit these places, but where are they inside the body? So if you again see the 7 chakras, Mooladhara chakra is corresponding to Ayodhya. Swadhisthana is corresponding to Kashi. Manipur is related to Dwarka. And Mathura is in Anahat chakra. Avanti, which is known as Ujjaina, where you can see famous Mahakaleshwara temple, that is Vishuddha chakra. And Kanchi, Kanchipuram, it is in the Agnya chakra, and Sahasrara is the Hardwar. Now, interestingly, Hardwar means it is door to God. So this is the final door reaching God, the Absolute. So 7 corresponding sacred places, Saptapuri. Not only there are Puris, but Shiva Samhita tells that there are also Tirtha. Tirtha means very sacred pilgrimage places. So where are these Tirtha inside the body? Outside we all know some Tirtha, like one of these Tirtha we know is the Prayagraj. And next year there will be, I think this year there will be Kumbh Mela. So Prayagraj, what is Prayag? Prayag, if you know, the name is Allahabad also, old name, but it is original name is Prayagraj in the northern part of India. And every 12 years, there is Kumbh Mela. congregation of the saints and sages. Millions and millions of people come there. And it is said that Babaji Maharaj also visits all the Kumbh Mela. If we are ready and if we are advanced, maybe one day we can see Babaji in some of these Kumbh Melas. However, so outside we see Prayagraj, which is very sacred place. Prayagraj, or the Allahabad in other words, now it has changed the name. It is known as Triveni Sangam. So where is Triveni Sangam is in the Prayagraj externally, but what is it? What does it mean internally? Triveni Sangam. Sangam means the confluence. Tri means three. So where three rivers they are meeting or merging, that is the place called Triveni Sangama. So in Prayagraj, you can see Ganga, Yamuna, and there is hidden Saraswati. These three meet together. So that is the confluence of three holy rivers. And so there is a verse in Gyan Sankalini Tantra, verse number 12. Triveni Sangamo Yatra Tirthrajo Sa Uchyate Tatra Snanam Prakurvita Sarva Papahi Pramuchyate. Where there is Triveni Sangam, that means the confluence of the three holy rivers, it becomes the holiest of the holy place, and taking bath there, one gets freedom from all the mistakes, means one can get liberation. So it is a very strong belief. Triveni Sangam. So three rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. So in the next verse, I will tell you inside the body, where are these three rivers and where is this confluence. Just to remind you that when we do puja, any ritualistic worship, we always chant a purification mantra. And even when we do Kalasha Sthapana during the puja, we also invoke 7 holy rivers in the pot, which represents the cosmos. We chant this mantra, which is from Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Om Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. So when we chant, we say that let the water of 7 holy rivers be present in this pot. And these 7 rivers are Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, and Kaveri. Now, coming back to this Triveni Sangama, the confluence of 3 holy rivers. So, what are the 3 rivers? Although Shiva Samhita tells that there are rivers in the body, how many rivers do we have? Shiva Samhita further tells that there are 2.1 billion approximately rivers or nerve systems in the body. So these nerves which are carrying the pranic energy, they are the rivers. And there are 14 main rivers. Outside also we see these 14 rivers, but inside the body also they are existing. So what are these? So first 3 are very important for the yogis. So they are known as Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. And they are corresponding to Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. So if you see in Prayagraj, the 3 rivers are Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. So these 3 are also in the body in the form of Pingala, Ida, and Sushumna Nadi, which are existing inside the spine. And as a Kriya practitioner, we are working on these to move our pranic energy up and down the spine in these channels, and especially Sushumna channel. So Jnana Sankalit Tantra further says, Ida Bhagavati Ganga, Pingala Yamuna Nadi, Ida Pingalayoho Madhye, Sushumna cha Saraswati. So now if you see corresponding rivers. Pingala nerve, this right, which is connected with the right nostril, the right channel, it is called Bhagavati Ganga. So this is river Ganga. And the left nostril connected with Ida Nadi or nerve channel Ida. So that is Yamuna. And in between these two, the central channel called Sushumna Nadi, that is the river Saraswati. There are other rivers like Sushumna, Pingala, Gandhari, Hasti, Jivhika, Kuhu, Saraswati, Pusha, Shankhini, Payasvini, Varuni, Alambusha, Chaiva, Vishwodari, Yashasvini, Etasu, Trisro, Mukhyasu, Pingaleda, Sushumnika. So, what are these main rivers? 14 rivers. Sushumna, Ida, Pingala. These three are main. Then Gandhari, Hastijibha, Kuhu, Saraswati, Pusha, Shankhini, Payasvini, Varuni, Alambusha, Vishwodari, Yashasvini. These are the 14 main nerve channels as mentioned in the Shiva Samhita. So among these 14, 3 are very important for the yogis, which are Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. Now these 3 rivers, if you see in this diagram, the Ida and Pingala Nadi, the nerve channels, they begin from the bottom center, Muladhara chakra, and in a zigzag crisscross manner, they reach the soul center. So wherever they are crossing each other, those are the location of the chakras in the body. And these chakras are not physical location. They are not physical entity, but they are very subtle energy centers. So these two, they meet again in the soul center, Agya chakra. And then Saraswati river, which is Sushumna, that is also going towards that. So Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, they all are meeting here finally in the soul center. And this is the confluence of these 3 rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, and that is Tirtharaj. So one who takes bath, as in the previous verse, it is said, one who takes bath in the Tirtharaj, Prayagraj, where the confluence, he will be free from all the mistakes and attain liberation. So taking bath in this Prayagraj or confluence means when we meditate, concentrating in the soul center and going deeper means we are taking a dip into these 3 rivers or confluence of these 3 rivers, Prayagraj, and all our impurities are eliminated. That is the meaning. These 14 rivers and then 3. Now in Shiva Samhita, further Lord Shiva has explained about the other rivers, like inside the Sushumna also there are some subtle nerve channels. They are known as Vajra and Chitra. And Chitra is the most dear to Lord Shiva, as mentioned in the Shiva Samhita. However, we will not go too much deeper into that. So we understood the rivers inside the body and then the confluence of 3 holy rivers, which is Prayagraj. I can also tell you the location of these 14 main rivers inside the body. In the next slide, you can see the Ida, which is Ganga. It is from the left side of the brain to Mooladhara. So this is the place from Mooladhara means bottom center, and it goes towards the brain up to soul center here from the left side. Pingala is on the right side, which is connected with right nostril also. And Sushumna or Saraswati river, it is the central channel inside the spinal cord. Kuhu is from Mooladhara to Swadhisthana. Varuni is also known as Gomati Nadi, and it is in the Swadhisthana chakra. Payasvini is connected with Punpuna, and these are the actual rivers outside Punpuna, which is from neck up to the toes in the right foot. Hasti Jiva is corresponding with Mahanadi. Mahanadi is in the state of Odisha. From neck to toes in the left foot. And Pusha Nadi is connected with Tamraparni river, which is in the right eye. Gandhari is connected with Kaveri river, which is in the left eye. Yashasvini is Godavari river in the right ear. And Shankhini is corresponding to Saryu river, which is in Ayodhya. It is from the left ear to the lower center. Then Vishwadari is Tapti Nadi, Tapti river in the belly. Alambusha is Gautami, which is in the Nashik, Maharashtra. It is in the face. Hastini nerve channel is corresponding to Sindhu river, which is in the nose. And Saraswati is corresponding to Brahmaputra in Assam. It is at the tip of the tongue. So these are the 14 main rivers out externally we see, and inside they are corresponding to these nerve channels, 14 nerve channels. In the Maitreya Upanishad, there is a mantra which says about this body. Deho devalayah proktah sajivah kevalo shivah त्यजेत अज्ञान निर्माल्यम soham bhavena pujayet. This body is the temple of God. Deho devalaya prokta. This body is said to be a living temple of God. Sajiva kevalo shiva. And the soul inside this body, which is the actual witness, the soul is considered as Lord Shiva himself, God absolute. Shiva. And one meaning of Shiva means also auspicious. Tyajet ajnana means remove the ignorance, leave behind your ignorance. Nirmalyam, be pure, attain purity. Soham bhavena pujayat. Pujayat means worship. Worship whom? The God. Soham bhavena. Bhav means attitude. With the attitude of I am that. So this body is the living temple of God. The individual self is Lord Shiva. Remove the ignorance, attain purity, and worship divinity with the attitude of Soham, I am that. So this is the mantra in Maitreya Upanishad, 2nd chapter, 1st mantra. It speaks about the meditative state. So we saw the rivers, we saw the poles in the body, we saw the 7 islands in the body in the form of chakra, we saw the confluence of holy rivers. Now, the Pitha Devata and Kshetrapalak. So, residing deities in the body. As there are Kshetra, there are different fields in the body. So also there are lord of these lands, or you can say presiding deities in the body. So you can see here the different body parts. So again, I'll tell 14 major body parts. The mind, memory, intellect, and ego. These are the 4 inner instruments, and others are external instruments to experience this universe, outside as well as inside. So when we talk about the mind, the presiding deity of mind is called moon. Even in Vedic astrology, moon represents mind, and you can find this mantra in the Rig Veda, Purusha Sukta. Chandrama manaso jata. The moon is born out of the mind. So moon and mind, they are correlated. Memory is corresponding to God Vasudeva. Vasudeva is none but Lord Narayana. Then intellect is corresponding to Lord Brahma, who is creator. Ego is related to Rudra, Lord Shiva. Ears, the presiding deity of the ears are Dik. Dik means the direction of deities of the direction. Skin is corresponding to Vayu, Vayu Devata, air god, you can say. Eyes are related to Surya. So if you go further, the right eye is sun, left eye is moon, and third eye is corresponding to fire god. However, tongue is related to Lord Varuna, Lord of water. Nose is Ashwini Kumaras, 2 celestial physicians, Ashwini Kumaras. Mouth is corresponding to fire god or Agni. Then hands are corresponding, the presiding deity of hands are Indra. Legs, Lord Vishnu is residing in that, Upendra. Genital is corresponding to Prajapati, the creator. And anus is related to Lord of Death, Yama. So these are the presiding deities inside the body. Now, again, if we go further, in the chakra also, there are deities. So those who meditate or those who are in spiritual path, even let's say the path of Tantra, path of yoga, and there are other paths also where people worship divinity or meditate upon the divine aspects in the chakras. So in the chakra, what is the correlation? Again, I'll tell you here, the chakra, the elements and the deities. And just to tell you that in the Sanatan Dharma, in the Hindu Vedic tradition, when we come to the ritualistic part, like performing the fire ceremony or doing Satyanarayan Katha, there are so many different ritualistic part. Even when we perform the marriage ceremony or housewarming ceremony, entering a new house, so we do some rituals, some Vedic mantras are chanted. So in that, it is a custom to invoke 5 principal deities. And just to remind you that in the Hindu tradition, there are 5 sects. There are many different sects, but 5 sects as Adi Shankara has mentioned, and they are known as Panch Devata, 5 principal deities. And according to those 5 principal deities, there is a tradition of 5 sects. So these are known as Ganapatya, then Saura, the Vaishnava, then Shaivites and Shakta. These are the Sampradaya or sects in Hindu tradition. The Ganapatya are those who worship Lord Ganapati or Lord Ganesha. Those who worship Divine Mother like Durga, Kali, Saraswati, so they are known as Shakta, the worshipper of Shakti. And just to remind that this is the time of Navaratri, worshipping the Divine Mother for 9 days. So today is the 3rd day. And those who worship Surya or like Gayatri, worshipper of Gayatri or worshipper of sun god, so they are known as Saura. Then those who are worshipping Lord Vishnu, Narayana, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, they are known as Vaishnavites, the Vaishnava sect. And those who worship Lord Shiva, they are Shaiva. So these are the 5. Now these 5 principal deities are also in the 5 lower chakras. Mooladhara chakra is corresponding to earth element as we discussed. Each chakra also regulating or controlling some sense organs of perception and action. So Mooladhara chakra bottom center is regulating anus and nose, and it is related to the tanmatra sense perception called smell. And the presiding deity of Mooladhara chakra or bottom center is Lord Ganesha. Then Swadhisthana chakra, it has water element and it controls or regulates 2 sense organs, genital and tongue. And it is corresponding to the tanmatra sense perception called taste. Second center, the presiding deity is Mother Durga. Then Manipur chakra or navel center, the element is fire. It is regulating the sense organ of action called feet, and the organ of perception related to Manipur is eye. And it is connected with sight, the sense perception. And in Manipur chakra or navel center, there is solar energy, Surya. Anahat chakra, heart center, corresponding to air element, and it is regulating hands and skin. It is connected with the touch sensation, and the presiding deity of heart center is Lord Narayana. Then Vishuddha chakra, throat center, space element, and The sense organ of action is mouth, and organ of perception connected with Vishuddha, throat center, is ears. And this tanmatra or sense perception of throat center is hearing. Presiding deity of Vishuddha chakra is Lord Shiva. Then Agya chakra, soul center, and fontanelle Sahasrara, there is no element. They are beyond element because there is no elemental creation here. It is from throat center, Akash, and onward down. In the Agya chakra, your own personal chosen form of deity, and in Sahasrara fontanelle, formless God or absolute, Brahman. Not Brahma. Brahma is creator with form or attribute, but Brahman is the absolute beyond attributes. So this is the correlation or the 5 principal deities in the 5 lower chakras. Even those who practice Sri Vidya, so they also have to worship these deities. Our master Baba Hariharananji, he gave a very beautiful analogy about these chakras, and he said that these chakras, he said that body is like a 7-story building, and each building has like 7 floors are there in this building, and each building is corresponding to these chakras. So it is Shri Gurudev's expression or his teaching. He said that when we see the 7 chakras, so in the bottom center, Mooladhara chakra, he said that it is our office or for material activities. We go to job or we do some business. So bottom center is also called the money center as we practice in Kriya Yoga. So it is for office work, or you can say all material activities or business, etc. we do in Mooladhara chakra. So first floor of this building is the bottom center. The second floor, which is second center, Swadhisthana, which is also called family center. So that is our bedroom. That means all the pleasure, physical pleasure, relationship, friendship. So that's the area, or second center is for the bedroom. Then Manipur chakra, navel center. Manipur chakra is it is called food center. So it is called kitchen and dining room. And the Anahat chakra, heart center. Heart center is the center where it is called center of emotion. And we invite all the emotions, like we invite hatred, we also invite love. So it is the center of, you can say, invitation or center of emotions. So Anahat chakra is the drawing room. Vishuddha chakra or throat center, it is the center of religion. All the noble thoughts, philosophical thoughts, or good thoughts, they are corresponding to throat center. For example, going to church or temple, reading some scriptures, or meditating, praying. So these are the thoughts which are regulated by the throat center, Vishuddha chakra. So throat center is our study room or library. And Agnya chakra or soul center is the meditation room. So when we meditate, most of the time we are concentrating in between the eyebrows and we meditate. So Agya chakra soul center is the meditation room, and fontanelle or Sahasrara is the private room. So when we meditate and go deeper in Paravastha, silent meditation, we are in the fontanelle and above. So that is the private room. Private room means nobody is allowed there. So when we are in meditation, we are beyond the body consciousness, beyond thoughts. Nothing is allowed. We are only there with God. So this is the beautiful teaching or explanation of Sri Gurudev. In the body, we have 5 principal deities, and in the body also, we can say these 7 chakras are like 7-story building. And each chakra is correlated with a different activity in our life. just to tell you that it's not just the deities, but also different types of fires exist in the body. These 7 chakras also have 7 symbolic fires, which we study in Kriya Yoga. Also, when we go into the cranium, so from, as you see in the external creation, the elemental creation, the subtlest element, which is the throat center, Akasha Tattva or space element. So space and onward, when we go down, we are going to the grossest element, earth. But above this throat center, which is the space element, there is further space, or we can say different levels of consciousness. And between the soul center to fontanelle also, there are 5 different vacuums, or you can say different levels of consciousness. And those who practice Kriya Yoga, they know that they are known as Chidakasha, Parakasha, Daharakasha, Atmakasha, and Mahakasha. So these 5 spaces, or we can say levels of consciousness. And when we meditate, usually we are in one of these levels, depending on how deep we go. And further we go more into the fontanelle and dissolve into cosmic consciousness. Also, there are a lot of research work has happened in one of the organization they call Transcendental Meditation, and there is one very beautiful teacher, Dr. Tony Nadir. He's a medical doctor, so he has done a lot of research and meditation. So he has correlated this universe within further. For example, he has given a beautiful correlation that inside the body, how we identify. So our identification externally is with the DNA. So DNA and the 9 planets, they are also corresponding. So inside the DNA structure, he has very beautifully explained the 9 planets existing in the DNA. And also the 9 planets, they are corresponding inside the brain in basal ganglia. Then the counterpart of these 9 planets are also existing inside the cell. So if you see the cell structure, he has given very meticulously about these 9 planets corresponding to the parts inside the cell. And similarly, he has given correspondence with the correlation with the 27 constellation with the nucleic acid. And these 27 constellations are also represented inside the human cell. So very beautiful research work he has done. Apart from this, inside the body, we can also see that outside, when the earth is continuously revolving around the sun, and we see the seasons. Nowadays, all this cycle is disturbed, but in my childhood, I remember that we used to have 6 seasons. And here we see mostly the 3 seasons, like summer, winter, and rainy season. However, we also know that in the astronomy and astrology also, we talk about the summer solstice or winter solstice. Apart from that, we also deal with the movement of sun. So movement of sun towards the northern hemisphere, then southern hemisphere. So in these 12 months, during the month of January, around the 13th or 14th January, we call Makar Sankranti. The sun moves in the zodiac sign, which is Capricorn. So that's the time when the sun starts moving towards the northern hemisphere. And in the month of July, sun starts moving towards the southern hemisphere. So externally we see, and because of this, all the seasons and the climatic changes we see. Now inside the body also, this is very true. How? It is connecting in Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, 24th verse. Lord Krishna has talked about these two, Uttarayan and Dakshinayan, means the movement of sun in the northern or southern hemisphere. The verse says, Agnir Jyotir Aha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vido Jana. Means those who know the Supreme Brahman pass away from the world during the influence of the fiery god in the light at an auspicious moment during the fortnight of the moon and the 6 months where the sun travels into the north. They are not reborn. So those, it is a traditional belief that those who leave their body during the Uttarayan, means when the sun is moving in the northern hemisphere, so they are liberated, they are never reborn. But those who are leaving the body, physical body, in Dakshinayan, when the sun is towards the southern hemisphere, they have to be reborn on the earth planet. Of course, it's a traditional belief. However, in the body, how can we know that? So it also has metaphorical meaning. Sun, externally we see during the month of January, sun starts moving towards the northern hemisphere. Inside the body, the soul is the sun. Even in the Vedic astrology, our soul, Atma, is called the sun. And when we take our consciousness, our prana moves towards the north. Now, where is north? We discussed that in this body, there are two poles. The north pole, the fontanel, and when we are meditating or sitting, so our bottom center is the south pole. So when the prana moves from south towards the north, that is Uttarayan, the movement of sun towards the northern hemisphere. And when we come down, like from fontanel towards the bottom center, so we are moving the consciousness out, or prana moves down. That is the Dakshinayan, or movement of sun towards the southern hemisphere. So those who practice Kriya Yoga, they can very well understand that how we experience this. And as the Bhagavad Gita says, those who leave their body during this period when the sun is moving towards the northern hemisphere, they are liberated. So when we take our consciousness or prana, and north is here, and leave our body at the time of death, if we can take our prana, our consciousness to the fontanel and leave the body through this door, then we are liberated, we are not reborn. So this is Uttarayan and Dakshinayan, movement of sun. However, it is beautiful that whatever we see outside in this universe, everything is inside. This body is the miniature world, miniature universe. The modern science is doing research work to know about this whole universe, because we want to know. We cannot remain in ignorance. The scientists, with the help of modern equipments, they are doing a lot of research work. And now they are trying to find what is the distance between sun and earth, distance between moon and earth, and the galaxy, the sorry, the solar flares, radiations, and a lot of things they are studying outside. Our saints and sages, they were also scientists, but they did this research inside the body, because what exists outside is also inside the body. So in the deeper state of meditation, they went more into this research, and they could get this knowledge of the entire universe, and in the form of the Vedic mantras, in the Upanishads, in different scriptures, they have given this knowledge to all of us. They didn't need any external equipment, but they did experiment inside this laboratory of body, and their research is more accurate. For example, I'll just tell you, if you read the Hanuman Chalisa, in Hanuman Chalisa, there is verse, Yuga Sahasra Yojana par Bhanu Lilyo Tahi Madhur Fala Janu. If you calculate one yojana, means what is that? It is the measurement of distance. So if you calculate it, Sahasra Yojan, 1000 yojana, what is the distance between Earth and Sun? That is mentioned. And recent research by NASA, when they measured it with the external equipment, they found it is exactly same distance which is mentioned in Hanuman Chalisa. So hundreds and thousands of years ago, how could our saints and sages know accurately? Because this body is the miniature world. And if we know this body, if you go inside the body, we can see the entire universe inside. And those who practice the cosmic astrology, like Sri Gurudev, he taught Sri Guruji, and I also got it from Sri Gurudev. In cosmic astrology, there's no chart is needed. Only we can see the person inside the spine. 27 constellations, the 9 planets, 12 zodiacs are existing. We can see exact chart inside the spine and give the remedy. However, this is the body is temple of God. As suppose we are making, we are preparing some food. Let's say we are cooking rice. So how do we know that rice is cooked? If we just take one grain of rice and take it in the hand, we'll feel, and we know that the entire rice cooker is prepared, rice is prepared, so rice is cooked. Just taking one grain. Similarly, whatever exists in the universe, if we just go inside and just experience one of these aspects, then we can know entire universe. Because as I told you that inside this even cell or DNA, you can see the entire universe is manifested there. So if we can just pick up that small minute particle inside the body and go deeper and experience that, we can experience the whole universe. I remember when I was a student, I had asked my spiritual mentor. I saw him doing many miracles. He could tell anything from anywhere. Like sitting here, he could tell what is happening in Australia at this moment, or what a person is thinking. It is in yoga, we know it is a siddhi or a yogic power. So I asked him that, how do you know about this? So he told me the simple formula. He said that whatever exists inside the body, it is also outside. The prana which is existing outside, because this entire universe is permeated by pranic energy, which is manifested inside the body also at a grosser level. The same prana we are taking in with the breath. So what exists outside, inside also. So if you know the prana, if you know your breath, in other words, he said, if you know your breath, you can know whatever is happening in the entire universe, at what place, at what time. So this is the secret of yoga or path of Kriya Yoga, I would say. This is the secret of spiritual discipline. When we know the universe within, then it becomes easy to connect with Supreme, and we go in the deeper state of meditation and become one with God and dissolve our individual consciousness with cosmic consciousness. So let us meditate deeply. Let us live a life of more love, peace, and prosperity. I am praying to God to conclude. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let all become happy and healthy, loving, noble, and compassionate. May there be no suffering, no sorrow. May there be more love, peace, and harmony among us and in this entire creation. I bow to God in each one of you. Meditate more. I'll see you again next month. Till then, have good time. Jai Guru. Thank you all.
Jai Guru Baba. So thank you everyone for joining today's session. If anybody has any questions, I'll give you a minute. You can either unmute yourself or you can put it in the chat window. Yes, Rita. You can type your message if you're unable to unmute. So Rita writes, in regards to the left and right nostril and the right and left brain in terms of Pingala and Ida, she has a question. Can you please explain a little bit more?
The right brain and left brain, actually they are opposite side, they are controlling the opposite side of the body. It is more useful in the path of yoga when we practice pranayam. The purpose of pranayam is to balance the breath. And if you see the Pingala Nadi, which is the right nostril, the solar channel, and the left nostril is the lunar channel, which is the Ida. So our breath usually flows mostly in one of these nostrils. And every 1.5 to 2 hours approximately, it changes because right nostril is warmer, left nostril is cooler. So to maintain the body temperature, the breath changes from one nostril to other nostril. What happens that when our right nostril is more operative, that means the Pingala is active, our mind is restless, more agitated, more dynamic, or you can say activity, Rajasic qualities prevalent. When the breath is more prevalent in the left nostril, the mind is lethargic or inertia is more there, or you feel sleepy because tamasic quality is more prevalent. And it is necessary for a meditator to keep the mind peaceful and balanced. And that's why we need to balance these two and balance our breath. So what happens when the breath changes from one to other nostril, there's a transition time for approximately 45 seconds, 1 minute, when the breath is equally flowing in both the nostrils. And that's the time when Sushumna channel is operating, the central channel, and the breath is balanced, the mind is more peaceful, more calm, and that's the right time for meditation. Naturally, it happens during the time when sunset and sunrise, like 45 minutes before and 45 minutes after sunset. Similarly, 45 minutes before and after sunrise. So we get 1.5 hours where naturally Sushumna is more operative. So these are the two good timings for meditation or any prayer. So this is the relation that Ida Pingala means Ganga and Yamuna, they are making us restless or more inertia. But when we balance them, we enter in the Sushumna channel. When the breath is equally flowing in both nostrils, breath is balanced. And those who practice Kriya Yoga, they know their techniques. There are two techniques we practice. And these techniques help to open the Sushumna channel, or you can say the Sushumna channel is operative throughout our meditative practice. So those because it's online, I'll not tell the names of the technique, but those who practice, they know that we balance the breath and then we go into meditative state. So, and the brain, right brain is responsible for our thoughts and emotions. The left brain takes care of our logic or decision-making capacity. So when we practice Kriya Yoga technique, we balance the breath with these techniques, as well as we also balance these two lobes of our brain. So we get a better personality. Most of the time we see people are either very emotional or very rational, but we need a balanced personality. So the Kriya Yoga techniques, very scientific techniques, they help us to balance the breath as well as balance these two lobes, which are taking care of our emotions, thoughts, and also our decision-making capacity, logic. And as a result, we get better understanding of who we are and who are others to reduce the conflict and have better family life, social life. This is our common experience. At the same time, the emotions are balanced. So you see those situations which can make you angry or reactive, the same situation will not make you upset or unhappy after practice of Kriya techniques. So this is all corresponding to our Kriya technique and the universe within. Thank you.
Thank you, Baba. Ashley writes, beautiful presentation. Thank you, Swamiji. This is my first session with you. Jai Guru.
Paul, for your presence.
Paul writes, thanks so much for these educational talks. Thank you everyone for joining and taking advantage of these sessions. They are definitely very profound. And keeping the time in mind, we will conclude. For next time, the session is going to be on 4 goals of human life. So looking forward to seeing you all again in that session. And Swamiji, thank you so much for being with us. We are very, very grateful.
Thank you, Ma, for organizing. See you next month. Till then, Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Thank you.